Today we are going back in time. In fact, we're going back 14 years to look at a very young me. And also, I suppose, a rather less professional me. 14 years ago, we will be looking at that a little bit later on. We are looking at past participles and past tense of certain words and why some of them are different from others. Here we are again. Yes, we are back together on a beautiful day. Look, there it is. That is the view right now out of my window. It's looking lovely today, and I hope you are feeling good where you are. English Addict Quick Fix, coming to you from the birthplace of the English language, which just happens to be England. Hi everybody, this is Mr. Duncan in England. How are you today? Are you okay? I hope so. Are you happy? I hope you are feeling good today. On a beautiful day, even though last night, I think last night was one of the coldest nights we've had here for a long time. It was around 3 degrees during the night, 3 degrees Celsius. Quite cool, quite chilly in fact. It is starting to feel like autumn, and it definitely does have a slight bite in the air. If the air is biting, we can say that it is very cold, very cold. It is biting outside. It means it is quite chilly. Here we are then. Oh my goodness, I can't believe it. We are here again. And yes, my name is Duncan. I like English. I talk about the English language. I talk about other things as well. But I should warn you, I'm not like other English teachers. I talk about lots of different subjects. I talk about things that other English teachers are too afraid to even mention. So something a little different here. Thank you very much for all of your lovely messages, by the way. So many messages about not only my work this month, but also my work over the years. It is always nice to hear from students who watched many years ago and are now enjoying the fruits of their work, their studying of the English language. So it is always nice to hear from you if you are a new subscriber, or maybe you've been watching for many, many years. It's always nice to hear from you. Yes, we are back together, and I am doing some special live streams. This is one of them you are watching right now, and I'm live from England. Yes, we have made it not quite to the end of the week. We still have another day to go, but the weekend is approaching. It is just on the horizon. It is heading towards us because today it's Thursday. I need a wee. I forgot to have a wee. There's nothing worse than doing a live stream when you want to have a live stream yourself. I should have remembered to go to the toilet for a wee, but I didn't. So I'm going to stand here now, and if I seem to be moving around a lot, it's because I'm holding in a wee. That's the reason why. Welcome to a beautiful sunny day. It is so nice outside. I want to show you now the autumnal view out of the window. Look at this. Look at this lovely view. Right now you can see the leaves are slowly turning. We are having the most unusual autumn because it seems to be taking a very long time for the trees to change colour. And you can see they are still slowly changing colour. Not quite autumnal. It still looks like summer, to be honest. It doesn't look like autumn. And yet, we are just a few days away from November. And still, it doesn't feel like we are into autumn. It doesn't feel like autumn has arrived. It still feels like we are enjoying late summer. Very strange weather, very unusual in fact. I don't know what the weather is like where you are because I'm not there. But today we are here. I hope you are having a good day where you are. We also have the live chat. Nice to see you here today. It wouldn't be an English addict without the live chat. I wonder who was first on today's live chat. I'm just looking now at the board. I'm looking. Oh, very interesting. We have a very interesting state of affairs. A very interesting situation taking place here. Oh, interesting. Mohsen. Well done. Mohsen Kareem. Guess what? You are first on today's live chat. Well done. Congratulations, Mohsen. In second place today, the reigning champion of clicking the mouse, Vitas. But unfortunately today, you are not first, you are second. Beatrice, Alexander, Mayori. Also, we have Claudia. Hello, Claudia. Nice to see you here as well today. Wafe. We also have... Oh, interesting. We have... Guadalupe is here. Hello, Guadalupe. It seems like a long time since I saw you. I know that you probably don't watch all the time, but it's nice to see you here joining in with the live stream today. We also have Beatrice, Alessandra, Zudzika, Mr. Mohammed Al-Asi. Hello to you as well. Very formal. Hello, Eva. Hello, Eva. Nice to see you here on the live chat also today. Monicia. I like your name, by the way. Thank you very much for joining me. Oim, watching as well. Or should I say, oim? It sounds like a spring being sprung. Mr. Duncan, you wrote a message to YouTube about the silver button. Did you have a silver button? As I saw yesterday, one YouTuber was talking about it, that she sends a message to YouTube and got a reply. Well, I will be honest with you. After 15 years on YouTube, I don't expect very much anymore. I really don't. So I'm not here expecting YouTube to give me awards or celebrate the fact that I've been on for 15 years, because I am what they call original generation, one of the OG YouTubers from many, many years ago, way back in 2006. So I never consider myself as an important part of YouTube because it's all been and gone. I had my moment in the sun, and now I have to sit in the shade forever and ever. So I'm more than willing to accept that. So I'm not too worried about my silver play button, even though I never got one. I'm not sure what will happen when I get to my 1 million subscribers. I'm not sure what will happen. Probably nothing, to be honest with you. I'm not expecting anything from YouTube at all. Even when I get to 1 million subscribers, I don't think anything is going to happen. Hello also to Anna Rita. Maggie. Hello, Maggie. Nice to see you here today. I always remember when I was in Malaysia, there was a certain brand of noodles called Maggie, and they used to come in little pots, and also they used to come in packets as well, so you could make these instant noodles. All you had to do was add some water, but I do remember the brand was Maggie. So whenever I hear the name Maggie, I always think of noodles. We also have Viet An Nguyen watching in Vietnam. A big hello to you as well. Antonio says, hello, everybody. Greetings from El Salvador. Nice to see you here today. Very nice. We were holding our breath yesterday here in England. We were really worried yesterday. A big announcement was made yesterday by the government here, all about, well, do you really need me to tell you what it was about? It was about coronavirus and lockdown. It would appear that we are not going into another lockdown. However, we might. That's it. So between now and the end of the year, it looks as if we are going to stay out of lockdown. So we won't be having another one. However, the government have also said we might. What? So that is really clear. Thank you very much for clearing that up, British government. Very nice. So we might be going into lockdown, but we won't. Can you make sense of that? I really can't. Hello, live chat. Nice to see you here. Yes, we are talking about different types of tense today. Past tense and also past participle. Some words, well, most words that we use as a past participle tend to end with ed. Ed. So any word with ed added at the end is often seen as a past participle. However, it can also happen where ed does not come at the end of the word, and yet it is still a past participle. Ooh. Mr. Duncan, we are intrigued to find out what that's all about. You are the best teacher ever. Thank you for sharing your time and your knowledge. Thank you, Guadalupe. It's very kind of you to say. I love doing this. Eva says, please, no more lockdowns. I want to visit England again. Well, a lot of people were holding their breath yesterday. If you hold your breath, it is a great expression. It means you are waiting for some bad news or maybe an important decision. It is about to be made or announced. So people will hold their breath. It means you are waiting nervously for some information. And we were all waiting yesterday for the big announcement. And in the end, the announcement was there will be no lockdown, although there might be. So I am going to go with the positive side and say that there won't be. Winter is approaching, you see. So traditionally, here in this country, quite often a lot of people become sick, unwell, and they have to go to hospital. So we do find normally at this time of year the hospitals become busy because many people are being admitted. They are being taken to hospital and then they are staying in hospital. I just had to clear my throat then. Sorry about that. So the winter months normally in this country are busy for the National Health Service, as many people fall ill. And of course this year we have not only the flu season, but also coronavirus is still hanging around as well. And a lot of people were worried. They thought that we would go into lockdown again for the third time. But it would appear for now we won't be. So a lot of people were breathing a sigh of relief. Sigh. S-I-G-H. Sigh. It's a lovely sound. It is a sound of relief that a person makes. And yesterday a lot of people were sighing with relief. Oh, thank goodness for that. We're not going into lockdown again. But we might. And that's the best we can get, really. That's the best we can get from our government at the moment. Hello, Fabio, Senegal, and your flag as well. Do you know what I haven't done for a long time? And the reason why I haven't done it is because a lot of people complained. They said, Mr. Duncan, we have a complaint. We have a complaint for you. We are going to make a complaint. We do not like flags of the world. We do not like it. It is boring. So thank you, Fabio, for showing me your flag. I will do it again one day. I will show you those flags of the world again, even though I get complaints about it. Hello, Chow Nguyen Labao. Hello to you, watching in, I think maybe you are in Vietnam as well. Hello there. I will give you my special hello. Hello also to Mosen says your background is lovely today. Yes, we are having the most amazing day. The weather is glorious. It really does feel like autumn has arrived because it is chilly, cold, biting outside. Hello also Zudzika, who says if you have lockdown, you also don't go to school. Well, Palmyra says the opposite. I am risking catching COVID at school despite the vaccination. Well, yes. Well, the thing with having the vaccine is you can still catch COVID, but the chances of you dying are much less, or they are reduced. So the chances are reduced. So you might still become unwell, even if you've had the vaccine. And if you are elderly, maybe you will be ill for a while. So it depends really on your age, but also if you have any other health problems as well. Lots of factors, lots of things come together. So it isn't just one thing. It isn't just about having the vaccination. It's also other things as well, maybe how you look after yourself. But it depends. So every person is an individual, and all of our medical problems and histories are different. But the best advice is to get vaccinated like I did. I had both vaccines. I had my first dose and my second one. I have my little badge here to prove it. I always keep this here. I'm quite proud of this. It says, I've had my COVID vaccine. So I'm going to put that on my head today. But yes, a lot of people are worried about having another lockdown because it has caused a lot of problems with the economy in this country. Hello, Mr. Duncan. Eleni. Hello, Eleni. Nice to see you here as well. Very nice. Nice to meet you too. Isn't that lovely? What a lovely greeting. Mayori says my college starts from today, but only those are allowed. The only people allowed are those who have had or completed the 2 doses of the vaccine. Yes. Thank you very much. Hello to Eva, who apparently wants to go to Argentina. Argentina used to be one of the most popular places to visit. It has a lot of wonderful things to see and do. So I think as soon as all of this craziness stops, you might find that lots of people will be travelling and travelling long distances. So I think at the moment people don't really want to travel very far for 2 reasons. One, because of all of the things they have to do, including going into quarantine and staying in isolation after they've returned. But also the other thing is it's just a very long way. Hello to... Oh, that's interesting. A lot of the messages have just disappeared from my live chat. I wonder why. Very strange. I don't know what happened then. Anyway, we are going back in time. We're doing something a little different today. We are going to go back 14 years. Would you like to see what I looked like 14 years ago? I can tell you now, I didn't look like this. I looked younger, more handsome, more good-looking. You don't have to agree. So we're going back in time now, 14 years, and this is a video that I made in the garden of the place where I used to live. And this is a short story that I wrote myself, and you may notice also that I look quite young as well. You see, today I'm trying to make a short piece for my YouTube account, reading a story. My original plan was to go into the local town park, but I decided instead to do it here in the back garden. Hi everybody, this is Mr. Duncan in England. How are you? Today I would like to read a story to you. It's called One Good Turn. 2 young men were walking along a narrow street. Each one in turn came across an old man lying in the gutter. He was wearing tattered clothes and appeared cold and hungry. The first man passed by the elderly gentleman without stopping. However, the second man stopped and looked at the old man with a sympathetic gaze. He reached into his coat pocket and took out some loose change that he had in there. "Here," said the young man, "take this and buy yourself some hot food." "Thank you very much," said the old man in a weak voice. "Don't mention it," replied the young man. The young man continued to walk along the street until he came to the corner. He stopped and turned round. To his amazement, the old man had disappeared, as if he'd vanished into thin air. Later that evening, the young man was sitting at home watching the television. He was watching a program about people who do good turns for others. To his amazement, he saw the old man whom he'd met earlier in the day. It turned out that the old man was in fact an actor, dressed to appear as a homeless person. He was even more shocked to see himself giving the money to the old man. It turned out that the TV station had recorded everything that had happened. A moment later, the telephone rang. The young man hesitated for a moment and then answered. It was his mother. "I just saw you on television," she screamed. "I'm so proud of what you did today." The young man listened to his mother's words of praise and smiled to himself. This is Mr. Duncan in England saying bye for now. He was wearing and there it was. Way back in 2007, look at that. Edited and produced by Mr. Duncan. Dear me. And I suppose on a sad note, I should say that the bumblebee that we heard at the end of that video is now dead, unfortunately. Very sad. Dibby 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 doo, dibby doo, dibby doo. Oh, there you are. So that was a before YouTube, and this is an after YouTube. This is what you end up looking like after 14 years of doing this. And this year, of course, I'm celebrating my 15th anniversary on YouTube. I can't believe it. I'm sure you can't believe it. Nobody can believe it. Steve can't believe it. None of us can believe it. We're all in shock, to be honest. We really are. Thank you, Mosen, who says you are always young and handsome. Anyway, oh, thank you. That's very kind of you to say. I'm looking for your compliments. I'm looking for all of your lovely compliments now. That's the only reason why I'm here today. I want you all to send me flowers and kisses and roses and maybe some chocolates as well, even though I can't eat them, unfortunately. It is very interesting to keep, and also good to keep this recording, Vlaxido. Yes, you are right. One of the things that always fascinates me, many people, and this is something that probably happened more in the past, many people neglect recording special moments of their life. I love doing that, you see. So this used to annoy Steve many years ago. Whenever we did anything, I always wanted to take some photographs or do a little bit of filming. And Steve used to always say, "Why are you doing that? Why are you always filming things?" And I said, because I want to remember these moments. In the future, we can watch these moments again and again. It's like reliving a moment of time from the past. But a lot of people don't like to do it. Steve doesn't do it. Steve never takes photographs of anything. And yet I'm the opposite. I take photographs of everything because I want to remember. I like to remember moments of time. So there you saw me 14 years ago. I know it's a very long time ago. The world was a different place in 2007. I think so. Beatrice says, that was a great lesson, Mr. Duncan. Now you have more technology, but you are the same special teacher. Thank you. That's very kind of you to say. That's a good compliment. I like that one. I'm going to put that under my hat, and I'm going to keep it there for the rest of the day. And I will have a beautiful smile on my face as I'm lying in bed tonight. Very nice. You look better now than years ago. I'm not sure about that. I think I looked better in that video. one of the things I did have was more hair. So since that video was made, I've lost some more of my hair, unfortunately, which is not very nice. However, I do still have the t-shirt from that video, and sometimes I do wear it. So my t-shirt with the smiley face, I still have that t-shirt. Hello to, Anastasia or Anastasia. I'm not sure if I am supposed to say, something very strange is going on our live stream today. I don't know what's happening. What's happened to Fly Away? Fly Away, do you have a problem? Would you like to discuss your problem with me now, here on the live chat, whilst you have my full attention, maybe? Hello, Shirin. Hello also to, hello, Alessandra again. Nice to see you here today. Yes, 14 years ago, 2007, everything was so different. The world seemed like a more innocent place to be. Do you think? Or is it just my imagination? Am I just seeing the past through rose-coloured glasses? If you see the world through rose-coloured glasses, it means that you always look at things in a nice way or a positive way, even if the things around you are not good and are not positive. We often look at things through rose-tinted glasses or rose-coloured glasses. It's a great expression, by the way. Thank you, Anastasia. That's okay. Thank you. Zudzika says you look worse now. Oh, do I look worse now? Okay, then. Well, I'm not surprised. I am nearly 60. That's what happens, you see. We're all getting older. Me, you, everyone. That's the reason why. Today we are looking at an interesting part of English grammar. I don't talk about grammar all the time, but today I'm going to briefly go through it, because the other day I was talking about different words that can be used with present tense, past tense, and also as past participle. And it is interesting to see that with some words there are different changes that take place. So first of all, let's have a look at the past tense. When we look at the past tense of a word, well, in grammar, a tense expressing an action that has happened or a state that previously existed is the past tense. So something you are doing that is expressed in the future, that thing you are doing becomes the past because it happened already. It is now past tense. And then we have past participle, which in grammar we often use as the form of a verb, typically ending in ed. And that is the big difference, you see. That is the big difference. And often it is used in forming perfect and passive tenses, and sometimes it is used as an adjective as well. So words that are describing an action normally are added with ed at the end. Work, worked. So you worked yesterday. You are talking about something you did, you took part in the past. So that is how we define a past participle. And there are words, of course, that we don't use. For example, formally we never say swimmed. Bad. Very bad grammar. Formally we never say singed. I singed a song. And also formally we never say ringed. Ringed. And we are using that particular word as something you are doing as an action. Of course, there is another use of ring. If you place a ring on someone's finger, you ring someone. Or maybe if you put a ring on an animal for identification, we can also say that you ring. However, that does have ed at the end. So it is possible to have that particular one there. I will point to it with my finger. Ringed. So it is possible to have that, but it does depend on what use you are actually expressing at the time. To ring something is to put a ring on a thing. However, there is also another form of ring as well, which we are going to look at right now. So we have ring, rang, and rung. 3 different ways of expressing that word. Ring is the present tense. To ring someone. Maybe you ring the doorbell. Maybe you ring your friend. You ring that person. And then we have rang. And this is where the differences come in. You will see rang is the past tense. For example, he rang the bell twice. So rang expresses the past tense in the past, something we have already done. And then we have rung, which is the past participle. So you can see now the differences between those two words. Rang is the past tense. Rung is the past participle. For example, he had rung the bell twice. We are looking at a person doing something and participating, which is why we say past participle, because you are doing it. You are taking part in that action. And then, oh, that's interesting. We have another use now. Sing, sang, sung. This sounds like someone's name, but it isn't. Sing, sang, sung. Well, first of all, sing is the present tense. To sing. You sing a song. You sing out loud. And then we have the past tense, which is sang. We all sang together. And then we have sung. Sung is the past participle. They had never sung that song before. They had never sung that song before. And finally, we have swam or swum. Ooh, now this is an interesting one because the rules of this are quite strict. So you will find quite often in English the past participle and the past tense of certain words are sometimes interchangeable. They can be used alternatively. However, and this is a very good example, swam or swum. Well, in modern English, the uses of swam and swum are different from each other. In the past, you might not believe this, but in the past, there was no difference between those two words. A lot of people would use both. However, these days, the grammar or the rule of the grammar has become much more strict. It is now stricter than it was before. Swam is the past tense of swim. She swam across the lake. And then we have the past participle. For example, swum is the past participle of swim. So that must always be used if we are describing that particular action in the past participle. He had never swum there before. He had never swum. You swum across. You swum because you are taking part in that activity. So it is interesting to see that the past participle quite often will end with ed, but not always. It is not always the case. And that is one of the reasons why I suppose English is seen as a difficult language to learn, because there are some very small rules, what I like to call microgrammar. That's my phrase, by the way. I own the copyright of that phrase. Microgrammar are things that you might miss, rules that exist in grammar that you might actually miss. And that is one of the things that makes learning English so difficult. I have to say the live chat is rather busy today. Hello to the live chat. Marwa says, I am weak in listening. I think so. And I know that because a lot of people have that same problem. So do not worry about that. Because you have a problem with listening to English or hearing what is said, it doesn't matter. Because everyone has that problem at some point. It's a little bit like the other problem that's very common, speaking. A lot of people feel nervous when they start speaking a new language. But over time, the more you do it, the more confident you become. The more confident you become. Oh, there is some advice for you there from Oim Oim. Total immersion may be the only solution. Well, I always believe that you can create your own environment, your own English environment around you. So I think it is possible to create your own environment of English by listening to English. That is one of the reasons why I do my live streams. So you can listen to English being spoken and used, and everything I do is spontaneous. That's why sometimes I make mistakes when I'm talking. Sometimes my mouth stops working. But that is the beauty of doing it live, you see. I will be going in a few moments because we are doing short live streams. Did you see my anagram today? I forgot to show you my anagram, but there it is above my microphone. Does anyone know what today's anagram is? I haven't seen any answers, but I will give you a quick clue before I go. The clue is, ding, we have 4 separate words. We have 3 letters, we have 3 letters, we have 2 letters, and 2 letters. It is another lovely word connected to learning English. So if you think you know what it is, let me know. Edita. Hello, Edita. Nice to see you here. I love your lessons, Mr. Duncan. Thank you very much. That's kind of you to say. We are having a rather nice day here. I think after I finish this live stream, I might go outside and enjoy some of the lovely sunshine, even though it's quite cold at the moment. Oh, that's interesting. Beatrice is sharing an experience of staying with 2 lovely families in Bath and Bristol. I think I remember that. I remember you did that. I think maybe, was it last year? Or was it 2 years ago? I think it may have been 2 years ago. But I remember you telling me that. I did total immersion in Bath and also Bristol with 2 lovely families who are now my friends. It's absolutely amazing. So there is some advice from Beatrice, who talks about her experience sharing time with families here in England. So I think if you can get the opportunity, if you can get the chance to spend some time with a family or with some people who may be visiting your country. So maybe a person who is coming to your country can spend time with you, and then you can practice your English with them. So I think there are many ways of immersing yourself in the English language. I think it is possible. Yes, Mr. Duncan, it was in 2018 and 2019. I thought so. Well, I remember when you were in Bath, you see, because you were actually talking to me on the live stream when you were there. It's a shame we didn't have a chance to meet up, but unfortunately, I am a long way from Bath, a very long way. I will be going in a few moments. The answer to today's anagram. Oh, I've had some correct answers coming through. Ooh, very nice. Thank you very much for your answers. I will give you the answer now to today's anagram. This is a great piece of advice for those learning English. Something you must always tell yourself, and something that I'm sure is a great thing to say when you are learning anything. I know that if you work hard, I know that if you study well, I know that if you watch all of my English lessons, I know that you can do it. And there it is, today's anagram. I know you can do it. And all you have to do is tell yourself that you can do it. You have to say, I can do it. I can do it. I can do it. And I know that you can. So never give up. Tell yourself, I can do it. I can do it. I can do it. We will be doing it all over again tomorrow, by the way. I am back with you tomorrow. It is Friday tomorrow. I'm sure you are quite excited to see Friday arrive once more as the weekend approaches. And don't forget, I'm not with you on Saturday. Saturday is my rest day. And I might be going somewhere with Mr. Steve on Saturday as well. So we will see what happens. Thank you very much for your company. I will be going in a moment, and I will see you tomorrow from 2 p.m. UK time. I will leave you with some of the beautiful live views that we have today. The weather is amazing, I have to say. And I will see you tomorrow. Thank you very much for your company during this quick fix of English Addict. And I will catch you right here on YouTube very soon. I hope it will be tomorrow. This is Mr. Duncan in the birthplace of English saying thanks for watching. See you tomorrow. Take care of yourself. And of course, until we meet here once more, you know what's coming next. Yes, you do. Ta-ta for now.